Hello my planner pals and welcome back, and if you're new here then thank you for joining me and giving me a try. My name is Di, I am here at Creative Karma Design. Today we are talking about the vertical happy planner layout. Now I got a request because I said I was going to do this video a long time ago, but I'm finally getting around to it. So I'm going to share with you some tips, tricks and ideas on how to use the vertical layout. So if that is the kind of video that you're interested in, then keep watching. So basically, your vertical layout consists of this. There are 3 days, typically for Happy Planner, there are 3 days on the left side, 4 days on the right side. I know for like the Maxi Life, it is 4 and 3, and you have a sidebar column. So it is split up into 3 in the horizontal sections as well. And sometimes that kind of trips people up. Each one of these boxes, generally for the newer planners, is 1.5 by 2.5 in the classic. That's 1.5 inches by 2.5 inches. So let's look at some ways that you can use this. Now, basically, they can fall into a couple of categories. You're talking about functional and structured, and then functional and freestyle. So when we think about functional and structured, we're more talking about a linear layout. And this works for my brain when I need that structure. And the idea here is that you can use each one of these 3 horizontal strips on each day for a different topic. So a good example would be that this top one would be everything that happens in the morning. So let's say it is from whenever you get up, let's example, say 7 o'clock until 12 p.m., until lunchtime. The middle bracket would be your afternoon. So let's say that is 12 o'clock until dinner time, maybe like 6 o'clock. And then the evening one, the one at the bottom, would be your evening one, and that is 6 o'clock until when you go to bed. So you can separate it. So if you have something going on, so let's say that this is your planner schedule here. You've got a client at 8 o'clock, you've got nothing in the afternoon, but what you could do here is you can put your lunch and dinner. So if you wanted to include your meal planning, you could do that there. And then your evening plans would go here. So that is a great way if you're more, I think this kind of transfers more if you're like a Google Calendar planner and you just want something that is kind of the same. This is a great way to do it. So you could have, let's say you have work from 9 until 5 p.m. and then you just put work, right? So you get to choose morning, afternoon, evening. So that is one way to do it. And you can still, like, if you don't have anything on at all on Wednesday morning and you're doing something and you just don't have any plans, you can just put a decorative sticker in there and then just fill that up that way. So that is one way to use it. The second structural kind of linear way of using it is to think of these 3 bars as categories or topics. And I've just kind of put a couple in here. One is you can put all your work stuff in the top one, school or kids stuff in the middle one, and then at the bottom you've got cleaning or home. So that is another way that you can do it. Think of 3 topics, and I kind of discussed this in the teacher one. It kind of works the same in the teacher one if you have like 5. So yeah, think of it topic 1, topic 2, topic 3. So that is another way to use it, is just thinking about different categories and stuff like that. And that leads to this one, which is kind of similar in that you can use it the same way, using more structure and a linear aspect where all the top box is the same, or the middle box is the same, or the bottom box is the same. And I've done an example here where I put a decorative box at the top, and clearly this one is just with pen, this one is with stickers. So I've got a decorative box of something here, a checklist in the middle section, and then bullets in the bottom one. So you get to choose, and they don't have to be in this order. You can have your decorative at the bottom, your checklist at the top, your bullets in the middle. It could even be that you just come in and instead you just put lines and have a checklist instead. And that is how you use it. So you get to decide. And that is basically how I use my wellness planner. It's kind of like this, but also taking the categories. Because for me, I do this. So I have my feelings and symptoms in the top bit. That's how I use my top piece. And then the middle bit is kind of like bullets or a checklist, depending on how I feel. And that's where I track my meals and my hydration. So that is always the same thing. And at the bottom, I'll put my workouts, mood trackers, or something like that. So it's more linear. This day is the same as this day. It's very symmetrical and linear. And then moving on from there, moving away from more of the linear style, we've got the mix where you have the categories of whatever you want, where you have the decor, the checklist or boxes and the bullets, but you're mixing it up. So maybe you can again mix it up and then you put lines in one, and then you put a box here, and then at the bottom here you've got a checklist. So you can mix and match, you can stagger them so that they're not all very the same and linear each day. So you can mix and match. So that is the fourth way. And then we have the final way, which I like to call functional freestyle. So this is allowing yourself the highlight of the day, the main task of the day, to be in a box. And that's the way that I think about it. This is your number one priority for this day. This is your number one for this day. This is your number one for the weekend. And making sure that you have a box on each day. And you can have multiple boxes on each day, but making sure you have at least one box on each day that you can highlight as your main priority for that day. And then everything else either goes on a checklist or in bullets. And this leaves you the opportunity to then decorate around your priorities. I could leave this as is because I've got decorative here and here. So I've got some fun elements on the page, and I can decorate inside the boxes. I can add washi tape and stuff like that. So let's say I come in with washi tape here. So I've got some washi there as well, but then I could come in and I could add on some flowers. So I could then come in with some flower stickers and put my flower stickers on, or whatever your theme is that week. And then I could make it a little bit more decorative and less structured and more fun. So you have to decide what kind of planner you are. Are you the kind of planner that needs morning, afternoon, evening? Because this doesn't really lend itself to that. You can, but it's very hard to do that in this kind of freestyle kind of way. Are you the kind of person that needs a topic here, a topic here, and a topic here? Maybe you have one for the kids, one for work, and then one for your cleaning or something like that. Are you like me, where you're tracking something, your fitness, your wellness, whatever it is, and you want meals in the middle and hydration, you want workouts, and then you just want some fun decor at the top? Are you the kind of person that still wants the checklists and the functionality of morning, afternoon, and evening, but wants something a little bit more like this, but a little bit more fluid, and you can kind of move them around the page a little bit more? You don't want the structure of having the same thing, the same layout every day, but you want a bit more freedom. Or are you the kind of planner like this, where you take the boxes, put them on the days that you need them, and then decorate around it? So you need to figure out what kind of planner that you are, because it doesn't work. This does not work for everybody, depending on how your brain works. And this is the trouble that I kind of came into for me personally. I love the look of this. I love the look of this, but for my brain, this will not work. Because if I'm doing a list, and this is my list for day one, if I get these two things checked off, but I don't check off this one, if I come to Tuesday, I want this to be on Tuesday. I'm very linear in that way. I need my Tuesday list to be on Tuesday, my Wednesday list to be on Wednesday. So if I have something that isn't specifically for this particular day, it gets put in my sidebar. That's where I put it. If I don't have a day where I do it, it gets put in the sidebar. That is how I do my planning. Unless it has a specific day that it needs to be on, it gets put in my sidebar. All right, so I want you to let me know in the comments down below what kind of planner you are. And if you're this kind of planner, I want you to let me know in the comments down below if you'd be interested in sketches, because I used to provide sketches, scrapbook sketches for scrapbook layouts and 12 by 12 layouts, 8.5 by 11, and for cards. So I'm very used to creating this kind of thing, of a sketch. So let me know if you're going to be interested in something like this. I'm thinking of doing it in my newsletter and just giving you a sketch each month that you can just play with. So yeah, let me know if you'd be interested in that for your vertical layout. I hope that you enjoyed this and you got some use and ideas on how to use the vertical layout. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time, my planner pals. Bye!